In this lesson, we're going to see how we can complete our basic UI system setup. We're going to go ahead and finish off the key and the health. Now the health is going to be a little bit more in-depth, but it's all the same principles and it's nothing new. It's just a combination of things that you've learned so far. So let's just open up that script that we were working on before. And we already pretty much set up our key. We just need to really write the if statement. So it's going to be the exact same as this. So basically, let's get on in. That's our update. Okay, so let's copy and paste this. And let's make this go down a little bit more. And let's carry on here. So let's go like this. Controlling our key. We just need to really replace a few things here. Our key, I'm going to add a bit more space. I just like to have separation in my scripts. If player state has not dagger anymore, we want key. UI key. UI key dot override sprite equals has key. We're just changing variables at this point. So instead of going up to has dagger, we're using has key. And then we're going to move on and say, else if player does not have key, then UI key override sprite is null. Perfect. When we don't have key, I'm just going to update the comment. Go back to our original image. Done deal. All right, so now we're going to move on to the beastly health system. So let's do this. Health UI. Okay, so of course, our health has quite a bit more images to be used. We have our, well, really there's 3 images. There's the full health, 1 health away, critical health, and then dead. So let's go ahead and start assigning variables for these images here. So first off, we need to actually say private image. Let's go and create a variable to store our main health image. Let's go UI health. Okay, so let's assign it here. Get component image. Perfect. And I always love to triple check UI underscore health. Perfect. All right, so that's all set up. Now we can gain access to this image object to replace it with the images that we wish. So first of all, we're going to have to create sprites for those to hold those. So let's go like this. Public sprite, let's just say health underscore 01. And underscore 2 and underscore 3. So those are the public variables I want to store the images to replace this UI health variable right down there. So let's go, and now that we have those, I'm just going to save this and let's take a look at our Unity scene here. This should update. All right, so let's start assigning these here. So I'm going to click on this, health 3. So our health starts at health 4 here, which is full, but health 3 is when we're hit once to override that. So now I have that selected. Let's click on the next one. And let's go down to our health 2, which will be critical state. And then let's go down to our health empty. Perfect. So now we have all our sprites assigned. Cool, cool, cool. And let's open this back up. All right, so all our variables are now assigned. And let's dig into this whole health system. How is this going to work? Since we have the convenient access to our player state script, which contains, let me just open this up and I'll show you how we're going to connect the dots here. All right, so we have our player health variable in here. So this is going to be extremely useful because I'm going to take this and I'm going to use it to switch between cases in a switch statement. So when our health is at 3, which is full, it's going to be the first case, 3, which is going to set override to null. And then when our health gets down to 2, I'm going to override it with our health sprite for 2. And then when it gets down to 1, override it to 1. All right, so it's going to be pretty simple, but just a little bit of typing, really. So let's create this switch statement. So let's create a switch, and let's say player state dot player health. Okay, because I'm going to take this to detect which case to represent in our switch. So let's create our good old brackets here, and let's go like this. Let's go case. I'm going to start this one backwards. It's going to go case 3 because that's the top where it's going to start. And I'm going to say case 3 is going to be my UI health dot override sprite equals null. Okay, and then I'm going to just break this. Great. All right, so what is this doing here? It's reading player state, player health. It defaults to 3, which is full. And then when our case is at 3, it's going to not override our UI health sprite, which is our main image here for our health. And it's going to not override it with anything, keeping that full health image in there. Okay, so now let's move on when we get hit once. Let's go down to case 2. Oops, not 23. Case 2. And I'm going to override this sprite here with health 2. Health 02. Simple as that. Looking good, looking good. And break. And let's just copy this down. Case 3, 2. And case 1. This is going to be health 01. All right, so we're overriding that stuff there. And then case 0. Override 2, 1. Health. I don't have it. Was I supposed to start at case 3? What did I create? 1, 2, 3. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Case is 3. Going to override that. And then I see. I'm just one number off here. 3. Sorry, my counting is just horrible sometimes. Okay, so health 1 I created to be my when my health was at 0. And then health 2 is going to be my critical state when our health is at 1. When our health is at 2, it's going to be displaying my health 03 sprite, which was my 1 hit off. So that's all well and good now. So I'm going to save this here. And let's really just see how this works, because there's just a few little things going on here. So let's minimize this. And let's just see how this user interface works. Okay, so now I have this. Let's collect my dagger. Awesome. And now see my health. When it gets down, perfect. My health is at 2. It's displaying that sprite. And when I go down, good. I can see I'm critical. And I go like that, I'm dead. Okay, so everything's working great. So now let's go and collect this. And let's see if we can collect that key and make this stuff work. All right, so let's go and let's toss this over here. Awesome, I can see my health. Oh, look at this. I now have my key. This is so cool. Okay, so now let's go like that. Doors are open. I'm all good, and I don't have my key anymore because that's how we set it up. My game restarts. That's awesome. So now our interface is completely set up and working perfect. So this really covers the basic extent of any user interface in a simple game like this. So now let's move on to one more UI element, which is when we beat the game, that timer counts down. I want to actually visually display that so people can see there's a number going and counting down. Then you know that the game's about to restart. It's pretty self-evident at that point. So let's move on to the next lesson. I'll see you there.